The fact remains, it didn't stop in the 60s. It kept going. Take us through it.
Okay, well, from the 60s to the 90s, from the late 60s to the 90s, we stopped making prime lenses for reasons I don't know because I wasn't there. And we started making zoom lenses. Taylor Hobson was pioneers in video zoom lenses. In fact, again, I'm old enough to remember if you saw all these big old TV cameras back in the 50s, and with the turrets on them, they had Taylor Hobson lenses for the most part on those cameras.
If you told me that the Beatles were filmed at CBS on those lenses,
more than likely.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
So I guess with all that zoom technology, they decided to bring that over into the motion picture end of things. And we started to make motion picture zooms, of which they were legendary. The 20 to 100, 25 to 250 became legendary zooms that, again, are still in use today. The company then, because of management changes and just politics at the Rank organization, which then owned Taylor Hobson, the Cooke fell on hard times in the late 80s.
The Rank organization, that's a film distribution entity?
Rank is a gigantic conglomerate. If you remember the old black and white movies where you had this greasy gong man hitting a gong and it says J. Arthur Rank Company?
I do.
So that's the Rank organization. J. Arthur Rank was a baker, and he made tons of money baking bread. And he loved the movies, so he built, in large, almost single-handedly, built the British film industry. Pinewood Studios, Rank Laboratories, Taylor Hobson. He bought Taylor Hobson for Cooke. All these things, Pinewood, Shepperton, these were developed by the Rank organization and by for his love for movies. Then he dies, time moves on, and then the Rank decided to get into more leisure activities. I think they're partners in Hard Rock Cafes now, and they own pieces of, I think they're in with Universal. At least they were. I don't know if they're still there since all the buyouts for Universal. But in any case, they lost interest in hardware. And so Cooke wasn't the only company that they had, a manufacturing company, that was sort of withering for the lack of attention. And so it had fallen on hard times. In 1996, they put up all their manufacturing businesses into a thing called Rank Precision Industries, and they sold them all off in one big, gigantic sale.
Let me just interject for a second. So what we're talking about is a company that existed at the beginning of the most innovative period in human history, the end of the 19th century. It's a British kind of artisanal, handcrafted business. Eventually, like so many other companies, it gets caught up in financial engineering, and then the founder dies, the series of executives who really felt it disappear, and it falls on hard times. This is a classic story.
If you look at Taylor Hobson from the 50s and 40s up through the 80s, they have more optical patents than anybody in the world. They were the center. I mean, I know people think it's either in Japan or Zeiss in Germany.
Yeah.
The center of the optical universe for the mid-1900s was Leicester, England. Almost every technology we use today emanated from there. Rank sold all their manufacturing companies in this one big sale. And Cooke was so insignificant out of I can't remember, a 65 million pound deal, which at the time was worth about, pound was about $1.80 then, so a lot of money, $100 million or more, $120 million almost. Cooke was so insignificant, the new owners didn't even know they owned Cooke. And somebody said, what are you going to do with Cooke? Which was just barely hanging on then. They immediately put it up for sale, and I bid on it, and I did not get it.